Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest, most exciting shifts happening in AI right now, the move away from the big cloud servers and right onto your own computer. It's called the local AI revolution, and trust me, it's a total game changer.
Just stop and think about that for a second. What if you didn't have to worry about API bills racking up? What if you never had to send your sensitive, private data to some third-party company ever again? Imagine, just you, your machine, and an incredibly powerful AI that's 100% private and completely under your control. That, right there, is the core promise of local AI. So what is local AI exactly? Well, to put it simply, it's about taking all the pieces of the AI puzzle. We're talking the models, the databases, the user interfaces, the whole shebang, and running them all on your own hardware. And the most important part, you are in complete command, and it's all 100% offline.
Okay, so this whole idea immediately brings up a pretty fundamental choice, right? For years, the default has been cloud AI, using services like OpenAI or Gemini. But now, we've got a new contender on the block, and it presents a really, really compelling trade-off.
It really boils down to this classic dilemma. With local AI, you get privacy that's just off the charts. You get total control to fine-tune models on your own data. And long-term, it's incredibly cost-effective because there are no API bills. But, cloud AI is still the undisputed king of convenience. The setup is super easy, you get access to the absolute biggest and baddest models, and there's basically zero maintenance. It's the ultimate battle of control versus convenience.
But here's the thing, and this is really the key prediction that's driving this whole revolution. Those advantages of cloud AI, they're probably going to shrink over time. That gap between what you can do locally and what the cloud offers, it's closing, and it's closing fast. As the local tools get easier and easier to use, those core benefits of privacy and control are going to start to matter a whole lot more.
So, are you feeling inspired? Ready to jump in and build something? Awesome. Let's talk about the toolkit you're going to need. And try not to think of this as a barrier to entry. Think of it more like the essential gear you need to start exploring this incredible new frontier.
Okay, the number one piece of hardware you got to think about is VRAM, or video memory. Here's the best way to picture it. Your graphics card is the engine, and its VRAM is the fuel tank. The bigger the AI model, and we measure that in billions of parameters, the more VRAM, or fuel, it needs to run. So a smaller 7B, or 7 billion parameter model, can run just fine on a standard gaming card. But if you want to run one of the 70B beasts, well, you're going to need some serious horsepower.
Now, are you feeling a little overwhelmed with all the model options out there? Don't be. The open source community has given us some absolutely incredible starting points. Models like DeepSeek, Queen, and Mistral are super powerful, they're free, and you can download them right now. Seriously, think of these as your launch pad into the world of local AI.
All right, deep breath. We're going to hit a couple of technical sounding words in this next section, but I promise they are not nearly as scary as they look. They're just the key concepts you need to know to really master this new landscape and do it efficiently.
First up is a word you'll hear a lot: quantization. This is basically the magic trick that makes it possible to run these huge models on regular consumer hardware. It's a compression technique. You know how a JPEG file makes a photo smaller by losing a tiny bit of detail you'd never notice? Quantization does the same thing for an AI model. It makes the model way smaller by making its internal numbers a little less precise, but without losing much of its performance. It's brilliant.
So what happens if a model is just a little too big for your VRAM, even after you've quantized it? That is where offloading comes in. It's this super clever technique where you split the model's workload. You put most of it on your super fast GPU, and then you offload the rest of it onto your computer's main RAM. Now, it runs a little bit slower, but it lets you punch way above your hardware's weight class.
Okay, so we've covered the what, the why, and the how. Now for the really fun part, the payoff. Let's talk about actually building your very own private AI agent.
So how do you actually use one of these local models once you have it? This, my friends, is where the whole ecosystem gets absolutely brilliant. See, most of these local AI tools are designed to be OpenAI API compatible. And what that means is that almost any app already built for OpenAI can be switched over to your private local model with just a one-line code change. That one little detail, it makes switching over ridiculously, almost laughably easy.
You're probably thinking this sounds complicated, right? Well, it's not. It is literally 4 steps. Step 1, you install a tool, something like Ollama. Step 2, you download one of those open source models we talked about. Step 3, you just change one line in your app to point to your local machine instead of the cloud. And Step 4, run it. Boom, that's it. You are now officially running your own, totally private, completely offline AI agent.
And that brings us right back to the beginning. The power is back in your hands. You've got complete privacy, zero recurring costs, and the absolute freedom to fine-tune an AI to do anything you can imagine. This isn't just a new tool, it's a whole new era for personal AI. So the only real question left is this: with this level of control, what are you going to build first?